All right, so these next few games are from. So there was a conversation that started up on the Facebook page about the accuracy of the spreadsheet, and somebody pointed out that Noxious Survival seems to score so high. Why aren't we running so many of those? And really, they were trying to say that it shouldn't score so high because there's something wrong with the algorithm for adding weight to the cards to compensate for sample size. But there is a function to compensate for weight for small sample sizes. But it did get me thinking, like, it does score high, Noxious Survival does, and it scores higher than Ancient North Stirring. So why don't we run more of those? So just for giggles and shits and stuff, I figured I'll go ahead and I'll test it. I'll test a full playset of Noxious Survival. So that's what these next few games are. Anyways, I don't get a Noxious Survival in this open hand. Now, I don't know what my opponent's on here. Cat's knocking stuff off. But I do know that I need to get Academy Ruins online as quick as possible, and I need that blue mana from the Mox Opal. So if my opponent had this card, they could get rid of a multiple discard. They could eventually get rid of the Mox Opal, and that would be huge trouble for me because I wouldn't be able to get the blue mana. Yeah, so there's an Inquisition. Pretty sure they grabbed Bridge here. Yeah. Now, fortunately, I still can recur the bridge. So here's what I'm thinking here. I have Surgical Needle in hand. At this point, I'm thinking my opponent's probably on Grixis Shadow, or Grixis Control, or most likely Shadow, I'm thinking, which they are. So what I could do here is cripple their mana base. If I Surgical all of their Bloodstained Mires, and then I Needle pollute whatever fetch land they might have in hand, then that's going to make it so they can't pay a bunch of life to make Shadow big, so they're stuck with a creature in their hand that they can't play because it'll die as soon as they play it. So I'm thinking about doing that, and that also sets me up so that I can get Academy Ruins online as quickly as possible with that blue mana. I just need another artifact after that. And so that's what I'm thinking here, and that's what I end up going for. Now, I could have waited until their draw phase, but I didn't want to risk the counters. And I wanted to be able to Needle this turn, because what if I don't Needle now, then they'll still have be able to play the land drop next turn. So yeah, it is Grixis Shadow. They have 2 Kolaghan's commands in the deck to answer a bridge once I get it. So I see the Polluted Delta. And I go ahead and name the Polluted Delta with Needle. And they're able to get the Abrupt Decay out of my hand. So now I need to draw an artifact. And I draw an Ensnaring Bridge, which is perfect. So now I've got pretty much all day long to survive here. And then I draw a Lantern. Now I could try to use Lantern to do constant shuffles, but I figure that I'm going to draw into Mill Rocks before my opponent draws anything they need. Yeah, go for discard mode to try to set up to counter anything and get information. The rest of the information that my opponent has. Yeah, and I'm thinking about if I should extract something now, but I know they have Snapcaster, so I just hold on to it for now. And there's a shredder, so now I got the lock. They could try to snapcaster to counter it with stubborn denial, but then I can just fire off surgical and the game is good. So here, I don't want my opponent to be able to thought scour into something really good. This is their last chance. I have the lock. So all I have to do is make sure they don't draw anything. And that thought scour is, you know, like I said, their last chance. So I go ahead and fire out the surgical now, and that seals the deal. That's it. It just snowballs from here. And I'm just trying to mill myself into more lock pieces to speed it up and to secure the lock. Now there, I milled and they had Street Wraith followed by Street Wraith and whatnot, which was really poopy because I don't want them to have instant speed draw. So rather than milling the last Street Wraith, I decided to leave it, and then I leave my Grixis up. So, you know, I'm still doing okay. I still have a pretty good lock. All that Street Wraith does is it's a one-time shot at negating one of these mills. Now notice I don't mill the third time because otherwise they just draw it in response with Street Wraith. And instead I just play it slow and draw my bell. It would have been nice if I had been able to draw that needle, since I could just needle Street Wraith. So now I go to mill. My opponent tries to draw in response, and then I mill in response. And they get a polluted delta. And that's it. So game 2. I don't remember what I do here. If I keep, yeah, okay. It's a risky keep because if they have discard and surgical, they could grab all of my lanterns immediately, and that'd be a very bad day. So they got 3 Street Wraiths, and they're cycling the crap out of them when they're drawing lands. Now they do have a counter squall. So there's that, and they end up drawing into a Snapcaster. So counter squall Snapcaster, they might be able to do something, but my lock is going to be quick and pretty good here. And fortunately, there's a dead land on top. And they crack their fetch and draw and land anyways. Now, they did not play a threat, so I'm thinking, okay, they have no threats in hand. They gotta have like a whole bunch of answers, and they're just trying to save it for bridge, which is pretty accurate here. Except they do have a lot of lands. Fortunately, they've been drawing lands here. Now here, I think my opponent probably should have tried to counter the Shredder, but I understand where they're coming from. So, Inquisition, which now they need to do the counter squall, and they're still okay because if I draw a bridge, then they can snap counter squall. But that is a super slow clock. And with all these lanterns, like I've got a pretty good lock here. And I don't care about my opponent drawing lands, so I'm trying to mill myself into more lock pieces. And again, Serum Visions fortunately does nothing for them. Again, milling myself, and now I got a bridge. Unfortunately, again, they still have Snapcaster into, what's it called? Counter Squall. And fortunately, there's a bridge on top. So here I'm super afraid because I don't know the rest of my opponent's hand really, if I remember correctly. I know a good deal because I've been letting them draw some, but I'm afraid here that my opponent can counter it and then surgical all of them. But I just go for it anyways. And there's a counter squall. Now, I figure at this point, my opponent has nothing. And all I have to do is draw the bridge and keep them off of threats and I'll be fine. And Inventor's Fair is doing a pretty good job of negating one of the damage from that Snapcaster. I go ahead and mill that Street Wraith. I figure if there's anything worrisome on top, I can still shuffle. So there's bridge. And I go ahead and sack Lantern to make my opponent shuffle away that Snapcaster. There's a Thought Scour on top, and I go ahead and mill that. And now with that bell on top, it's pretty much going to seal the deal. I mean, at best, they could try to use Bloodstained Mire to shuffle up. Now, in all of this, I have yet to see a Noxious Revival, which is the whole point of this test. I don't need that Mox Opal, so I go ahead and mill during my upkeep. Get a Lantern, which is fine, because then I can use it to shuffle away stuff. You just play out all the discard, which does nothing. Serum Visions doesn't do anything. But I want to keep the double lock here because of that fetch land. So I decided to just draw the Inquisition and play it. So there's a Revival, but it doesn't really matter. I keep it just in case. Because now I could use that to put something on top if I need to. And so now I grab Inventor's Fair, or use Inventor's Fair to try to secure the lock some more. Because, yeah, there we go. So that gets me into a four rock lock with the Revival backup. And now I can just go all out mill. Go ahead and Noxious Revival that Ancient Stirrings to try to get more mill rocks. Yeah. And I do. That Grixis. And the lock is super set now. My opponent has like so few cards in the library, and I have 5 rocks. Yeah, that's pretty much game. And that's it. So I did use a Noxious Revival, it just took a long time for me to draw one.